being creative in regards of analyzing how I analyze stuff, decisions, how I engage. Being a creative has saved my life. Being a creative has allowed me to sustain. Creativity never runs out. An adult, there's a quote, an adult who is creative is the child that survived. So a bit like myself, I've never given up on using various forms of creative practice in regards of being able to engage with my audience, but also to be able to self-explore and do it safely. So yes, you've heard that I'm a creative, as in I do theatre, I do acting, I've done film, I do spoken word, I do rapping. But then there's me, the being who is a professional, and yeah, but I'm not your average professional. Like, I'm not one of those people who are snooty and booty. I'm always going to be my authentic self. And that means I always come. Well, now I always come, because once I was a young girl, and that young girl that I once was somebody who was loud. I still am loud, but there was a different kind of loud. That I was really loud. I was hurting. I was somebody who was confused. I was involved with the criminal justice system. I was a young mum. Society labels would say, if I was, you know, certain people's parents didn't even want me to be with their children, you know, like, oh, Peaches. Yeah, like, however, I grew up. I grew up, I had a lot of life experiences, and I never gave up on myself, more importantly. And I knew I was a rare individual. I knew I was a beautiful individual, and I didn't have all the answers. So, and going through some of my life journey and some of those experiences, some of the people that I've come across, who I've engaged with, who have crossed paths with me, they've left me gifts. Whether I speak to them today or not, they have left me a mountain of gifts. I believe that when we are talking about doing better and doing great work, or being the best version of ourselves, that we can only do that. We must have a holistic look. We must look at ourselves holistically. And when I say holistically, I'm talking about mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Yeah. And when you're really being honest with yourself, like, really you might have like about 3 of those little sectors, but you might not have all, or they're all at different stages. And where are you, like, out of 10 in all of those areas that I just presented? And for me, my brain, like, I was that student in school that they called, which had the label of joker, or a disruptor, a class disruptor, me. But yeah, I had all those labels attached to me. But my focus, my brain, like, school wasn't necessarily holding me, but my brain wasn't necessarily in that, because there was so much other stuff going on. However, a brilliant teacher called Sandy Willingale introduced me to poetry, and I used the back of my science book, and I used a pencil